Good afternoon, everyone. This is Matt over at Milestone Capital Growth Portfolio.com. For all you option traders out there, if you would like to follow me on WhatsApp, just real quick what we did yesterday and today. No losers. We have a 42% winner, 195% winner, 228% winner, 40% winner, 43%, and 7% and 1% so far. And most of those are still open. So if you want to follow on WhatsApp, I will send out prior to me making the purchase, I will send out what ticker, the strike date I'm getting, whether it's a call or a put, the strike price, the cost of it, and I will also add the 30% gain number and the 20% stop loss number to that. And I will send that directly to your phone via WhatsApp, so you don't have to do anything. It's a great learning tool. You'll be able to follow right along and see how the reactions on these different tickers are on the charts, and you might start creating some new habits. But from here, I'd like to take a look at the SPY, and we're going to start on a longer term time frame again, like I did last time, probably about a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago. And stating what was going to take place. But this one here is looking really good. This is a longer term. This is a yearly chart. Okay, so it's looking spectacular. I do have a middle Bollinger Band target, but I actually have a lower Bollinger Band target. We'll have to see how that goes. And if you wonder why I think that, there's many, many, many reasons, but you could see the path is pretty much laid in stone for the trend line on these drops. So we had the upside. Now we're taking the downside. I don't listen to CNBC, so I was not a bull in any of those 3 days. But if you've been watching my videos, we knew it was going to bounce up to the top of the box, and we'll get to that chart in just a few minutes. But we want to stay focused on the reality. I want to keep you in the reality. Television does not keep you in the reality. Candles are coming. Candles are coming, and the candles are coming, and it is going to be fun. Okay, so I guess there's an oil issue again, and that's dropping the market, but blah blah blah. Okay, another look here. You can see that we are now very close to 191.09, and if we're underneath that one, then you can see what the pattern is right now. This is a quarterly chart, just to let you know. Then the quarterly is going like this right now. That is our trend. Okay, and granted, we have time left, that's for sure. But they actually use the bodies. They didn't use, you can see where it stopped. So we're going to use the bodies instead of the wicks for now, because that's what they're using. So at this point, you can see here, this is the current trend. So our next low should be down in this area over here, or even break it a little bit lower. We'll have to see what happens. But I'll give you that number as we get closer, because I'm managing this. Why do I manage it? Because that's where I make my money. Drop it down a little bit more here. You could see the same support level right here, and this bounced up. We had a nice little bounce outside. You can only stay down here for so long before they bounce it up. So this is the monthly chart. You can see if we close this month underneath this body of this candle, or anywhere without being over this candle, we are still very, very bearish to the downside. But we needed a nice little bounce, and we got our nice 13-point bounce because we were outside the Bollinger Band, and it was just an oversold correction. It's just that simple. It happens every single solitary time. You just have to run with it and see it and understand it, so you can play it and all the overbought tickers at the same time. We didn't make it up here. This is the weekly. We didn't make it up here to catch this gap yet. We'll have to see what happens. Right now, it was just a nice little correction to the inside. The weekly's failing now, but we have to stay over this body of this candle this week. And if we do not do that, then anticipate this coming right back down again. Maybe even to this. I think the 200 this time would be a nice test. It's pretty much where the track is. Let's draw this out a little bit. Really close to it in the coming weeks, so maybe 1 or 2 weeks from now. So we'll have to see what happens with that. But for now, that's what the weekly outlook is. And for the daily, as I was discussing, this box trade, they blew it up a little bit more, a little bit higher on Monday, but you have your low and you have your high right here. Here's that high wick, okay, on this low bounce. Here's your high wick. Here's your low. Looking really good. Came up to the top of the box. I knew it wasn't going to make it through it. Like I said, I wanted to watch that 50-day moving average to see what happened. And sure enough, we were set up for the downside, and the downside is working out just perfect. I'm going to get to lower time frames in just a minute, but this is a daily. You can see how your relative strength index is coming back down again. So it's probably going to create a higher low somewhere in here. And then maybe make a test again, or just break it and head to the downside. Your stow is just getting ready to crack. Your volume isn't huge yet because I think they need to really see if this is real or not before they start laying into it. So I'm dropping it down to an hourly now. You can see the hourly is under the middle Bollinger Band, and as predicted today, we got the first gap right here. So what we're going to do is lay out these other gaps for you so you could see what other downside targets we have in place right here. Okay, you get a 186.62. That's going to be another target that gets filled. This one was filled, so I'm not going to put a candle right there. It just tagged it. So your next one's right here. So I'm anticipating, this next downside to come right down to the 186. If I put it back on the daily here, you could see when I was saying creating a higher low, this is potentially what we're looking at right here, okay? And that'll take this relative strength index oversold again, and then they're going to test the water. So somewhere in this area, I would anticipate would be that next bounce. But you have this double top here. So what you're going to be working with, and I'm being proactive in this stuff. I love doing this stuff. That's, as you watch my videos. You're going to have this as your resistance now. So you're going to come into a tight channel very shortly here, and I think the Fed will make that decision up. So the Fed's in March, at the end of March. And that's going to be over here, and you could see, so we're going to get into a tight trade zone. Right now is a great time to make your money, because as we get into here, especially with options, you're not going to move that much. So this is really what I think is going to happen. You're going to come up and hit this resistance, and then when it comes time for the Fed minutes to make their decision, it's going to be on either one way or the other from this line right here. So just anticipate and plan everything. You just keep an eye out for everything. Like I said, you could follow my trades on WhatsApp. The link will be underneath this video on YouTube, in one of those posts. I'll put it there, or you can go to milestonecapitalgrowthportfolio.com, and you can go to the Join Us page, and it's the first membership level. And you try us for a month, see what you think, and give us a feedback. Let us know if you're happy, if things are going right. If not, cancel. It's 1 month, and you can. I think you'll learn a lot from the technicals, and especially if you're into options, because that's what I post. I post a lot of options. Why? Because they're great percent gainers. Okay. All right. This is Matt over Milestone Capital Group Portfolio. Have yourself a fantastic night.